Welcome back to Kingdom Come Chiefs podcast. I hope everybody had an amazing Independence Day holiday, celebrated well, and stayed safe. Today, we're going to talk about some reasons why maybe the Chiefs should move on from Orlando Brown. Let's find out.
Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce on a push fade comeback, and the Chiefs have won this incredible divisional playoff game in overtime.
All right, guys, like I said, welcome back. I hope everybody's safe and sound and had an awesome weekend. I know I did. This is my favorite holiday. That's why you didn't see any more of me, because I'll be honest, the Independence Day holiday, that's like Christmas to me, man. So I was with family doing all kinds of cool things. We had a great weekend. I appreciate your patience. But what I did notice is that the Orlando Brown video that I put out on Thursday last week had a huge response, and we had a huge jump in viewership and a lot of interaction with the video. So I thought, hey, we should probably talk about Orlando a lot more, because I noticed that you guys out there in Chiefs Kingdom don't all necessarily agree on Orlando Brown. So this video is going to be why we should not keep Orlando Brown Jr. The next one might have a differing opinion. You have to tune in and find out. So let's go ahead and get started right now. But if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, all the good YouTube stuff, because the channel is growing and I do appreciate that. Here we go. I'm going to start off with a little video stuff. So first of all and foremost, everybody already knows Orlando has some problems with the speed rush. So we're going to see it right here. This is him last year, his first game as a Chief, with the playing against the Cleveland Browns. And we have Myles Garrett out here, who we know is a stud. He's a freak athlete, and we're going to see why. So let's watch Orlando Brown here, and I'm going to explain what you're seeing. All right, here we go. Ball is snapped right now, and he just gets a lazy pass set and actually moves a little bit forward and is surprised by Myles Garrett's speed here. So let's look at it right about here. You're going to see him take a horizontal set instead of what should be a vertical set down into here. He should be taking a kick step real hard down into here to meet Myles Garrett where Myles Garrett is headed to. So let's watch that one more time. That's just awful. That is not good angles. It's not a good understanding of the player across from you. You can see right here, he doesn't get this foot kicked down and down into this area. If Orlando gets himself down into this area, he can meet Myles Garrett. Okay? But he's just getting lazy. They call these guys heavy-legged waist benders, and it was one of the things that they counted against him coming out of college. Of course, we all know, if you're watching this video and you happen to agree with the opinion that we shouldn't keep him, I'm sure that you know, hey, he had a terrible NFL combine, his measurables were awful, all that good stuff, right? So we see it right here. This is where you see the measurables that are bad, right? Like, just he's trying to get around and just get a hand on Myles Garrett, and that is not how you block. You block with your feet. You get your feet in position. You get your body in the way. That is how you are supposed to do a pass set. And you can see the guys over here actually doing a pretty good pass set, especially Niang right there. I got a really good pass set, and he's known. I'd like his base wider, and I'd like him not to cross his feet, but that's coaching stuff. When you cross your feet like this is bad. But his pass set was good, okay? So if you look on the other side here, Niang forced Clowney to come inside because he had a good pass set. We see the opposite on the left side. So this is one of the reasons he can't deal with the speed rush, okay? So now we're going to look at some stuff. I'm not a huge PFF guy. I'm just not. But it is a tool, and I do have access to all the fancy PFF rankings. And what they do is they basically rank every down of football as a -2, a -1, a +1, or a +2. And then they come up with the score through a formula. As you can see here, Orlando Brown Jr. is way down here in PFF rankings at 28. and he's asking to be the highest paid offensive lineman in football, you're ranked 28, homie. And look, if you look over here at his pass block and you rate him to Trent Williams, who is currently the highest paid player, highest paid offensive lineman, you get an 82.7 pass block rating out of him. He's not the best pass blocker in the league, but he's solid. And you go down and you compare that to Orlando Brown at a 74.4. That's significant, okay? So, hey, pass blocking, you're not getting what you're getting from Trent Williams. Run blocking, what about run blocking? Run blocking, Trent Williams is nearly perfect, 97.7. Orlando Brown's even worse, 68.4. Why should we pay this guy? All right? Now let's look at some other things here. Orlando Brown Jr. had some absolutely terrible games in pass blocking that brought his pass blocking score way down. If you look on this side, he had a 43.5 against Cleveland, 39.8 against Philly, and these are some premier pass rushers and some speed pass rushers. If you pay attention to what Cleveland's got, what Philadelphia's got as pass rushers, they got some fast dudes. And you look at some of these 50s passer ratings, they're typically against some pretty good pass rushers, and they usually have at least a little bit of speed. Obviously, J.J. Watt, he faced off against him some in that game. And you look at the run game, you know, for a big 6'8", 365-pound guy, I know this says 345, that's what he's down to currently. We'll talk about that later. He was 365 pounds last year, couldn't move very well. And you can see, you would expect more of a road grader in these run grades to be much higher. So those are my reasons why we should not make Orlando Brown the highest paid offensive lineman in football. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree with this, if you disagree with this. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. This is a 2-part video series. The very next video that's going to come out is why we should keep Orlando Brown Jr. So if you're interested in hearing those arguments, I will have already uploaded that video at the same time as this one. So go ahead and check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think, man. I think we should... I ain't going to tell you.
I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna chew you from the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now.